right, so the kids and I are running around. We're in the process of getting the sprinkler turned on today. We got calves coming tomorrow, and it is springtime. So the first thing we got to do is we're going to run down here by the flood line, and we got to go turn this valve down here because I opened it in the wintertime to let any kind of ice that might, or any water that might be in there. And so I'm gonna have to put you down to close this. All right, so like I was saying, I opened this lower valve here so any water that was in the pipe could drain. All right, that's closed. Now we got to run down to the base of the pivot. Actually, we got to run over and we got to go put power to the pivot first at the breaker. Ugh, we don't fit on the four-wheeler anymore. It's a little tight. So we got to go put power to the pivot on the breaker, and then we got to go to the pivot and close two valves, and then we can run back up here and come turn this pump on. Alrighty, so this is the breaker that has power for the pivot. We only need the one on the right hand side. This one here brings power in, and then it goes out to the pivot. Then there's another line that comes from this one to this one, and then this one feeds the pump over there. But we're not going to turn that pump on yet because we don't need it. Because last year when I turned both the pumps on, I had 50 psi and I blew a hole in the pipe. So last year we were able to run for about 6 weeks, 8 weeks on the one pump. Maybe a little longer, I can't quite remember. But anyways, we'll turn one pump on, and then probably about the end of April we'll turn, we're actually gonna turn it off because that'll be the end of the growing season for the grass. Because it's a cool season grass, it'll be hot by then. And the calves will be gone about a month after that. So we won't have to water during the heat because we're actually going to turn the field over into wheat. So now you know. All right, so we had to climb in this thing. And there's a drain valve over here, right here at the bottom. And then we gotta turn. Yeah, it's just got a little dirt in there. Okay, we gotta do that. And we gotta also close this valve. This valve is the line coming in from that other pump. So I'm gonna close this guy. Because if we don't close this, then all the water will come in here, and then it'll come back down here, and it'll go back into the hole through that other pump. And I'm not a fan of pumping water from one hole to the other. Okay, that is tight. That valve is open. That is closed. We should be in good shape to turn this thing on. I'm gonna check this panel real quick, make sure we got power. Let's see, here's our breaker. All right, we got 480 power, that's good. All right, turn it on, that's good. Let's see here. I'm not gonna move it yet. We don't even need that on, so I'll keep that off. And then let's go, we'll go turn the pump on. All right, kids, y'all ready? All aboard. You ready? You want to just hang out here? We're gonna be right back. Okay, we'll be right back. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, all right, I'll be back. Don't talk to strangers. All right, so anytime I turn the pumps on for the first time, I always like to think about the flood lines and the valves and all of that kind of stuff to make sure we don't actually blow something up. So we've got the alfalfa line closed. We've got that other valve that we just closed or turned closed. We got the valve to the pivot open. So I think the only thing left is to turn it on. So this, and then I forget if it turns this way or the other way. There we go. Yeah, I know. All right, so it is pumping water. I can hear it. That's always a good sign.
It's always good. Barfing.
Looks like somebody's barfing.
Yeah. Just like all of a sudden it comes out.
So it will take a minute to fill because it's got a lot of pipe to fill since this is the first time we've turned it on this season. And let's see here. We gotta go, I wanna go take the trap off at the end of the pivot. The sand trap, even though we cleaned it out at the end of the last season, I want to take it off again and let it flush in case there's anything that built up over the winter, you know, sand or whatever that may have broken loose, dirt that broke loose from all the wind and shaking and stuff. So there shouldn't be much in there, so we're gonna go turn that off before the water gets there, or take it off before the water gets there. Okay, so we're gonna climb this ladder here. You're gonna be my filmer?
Yeah,
we're gonna hand off filmer people. Okay. We'll give you a bird's eye view of what it looks like inside the pivot, which should just be a pipe. We just wait for the water to get here, which will take, it'll probably take about 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so, because it's got so much flood line to fill. It's got all the flood line, plus it's got all the pivot to fill, so there's about 2,000 feet worth of pipe. It's got to get filled with water, so we'll be back when the water starts flowing. All right, so I've been driving around in circles looking for blue caps, these blue caps, not caps, blue pads here that go on the end of the sprinklers or whatever. The calves like to mouth them and drink out of them instead of going up to getting water out of the tank. And I was just killing some time. But anyways, checking on the water here. We are at the 4th tower. We got water at the joint. So we're at least here. And we should be at the end here pretty quick. pretty soon, I should say. We'll be at the end. It should be here at the end soon. That we'll be getting some water coming out of that guy. Like I said before, it should be relatively clean. So we'll just run it for a little bit, and then I'll put my cap back on, and this thing will finish pressurizing, and then all the sprinklers should go off. The line I checked right as I was coming over has about 10 pounds of pressure on it, and that'll continue to come up as we build water, as we put water into the system, and it continues to pressurize. We're at about an hour and 15 minutes or so, and we've got about half the heads going. So I don't think that's too terrible, especially since we've only got the one pump going right now. I think when we first turned it on a couple years ago, when we first got here, it took 45 minutes to an hour with 2 pumps going. So not bad. The wells are always much better in the springtime, and then they die down as summertime comes in. So that's why we're only running 1 pump, because I don't want to put a hole in our pipeline like I almost did last year, or like I did last year. There's a whole video on that if you want to go check that out. All right, we'll be back once the water starts coming. I went in real quick to go get some gloves and looked out and saw water was pouring out. That's pretty clean. And although it's not a lot, we don't have a lot of water pressure up here quite yet, obviously. But it's been running enough that it's going to carry any of the fine sediment that may have dropped. So I'm gonna hop up here. Got crud in my mouth. We'll hop up here and get this back on so we can continue building pressure and hopefully get this thing kicked off going for the rest of the night here. Try to do this without getting too wet. Ooh. And I gotta get my clamp on before I get too much water. I'm gonna have to go change my gloves if I get them too wet here. Okay. I think I got it on there. I better double check. I'm gonna have to move you guys. All right, we got our clamp back on. Now we just gotta get off the ladder here. And now that is closed up, the rest of the water will keep coming down. It'll hit that, it'll go to the end, and it'll start backfilling. And then the rest of these will kick on pretty quick. Oh, probably in the next 20 minutes, I would say. I don't know if we're gonna have enough daylight to show you me turning the system on. But once everything up here starts going, then I'll run down and I'll turn it on, and it'll start going around in circles. Start watering our grass, which will be great. You can see the water is just starting to trickle out of here, and what'll happen is this whole string it'll just trickle water a little bit as it goes, and then it'll hit a point and all of them will turn on. It's kind of interesting to watch. And once the system's pressurized, then these bleeder valves up here will close and we'll be in good shape. You can, I don't know if you can see, but further down there, they're all pressurized because obviously that's further down the hill. But yep, see, here comes this one. He's just starting to trickle. And then pretty soon they'll all be going. Well, it's getting pretty dark, and I still suspect we got another 20 minutes, maybe another 30 minutes before the rest of these up top here are going. And so I think I'm going to end the video here for now, and we will pick up tomorrow when there's daylight, and we'll show you this thing going. All right, so it's the next day, and we're out here looking at the pivot line, and the good news is we got water flowing, so that's great. The bad news is I had to turn the other pump on because we didn't quite have enough water to get water all the way down, or enough pressure, I should say. We had water, it just wasn't quite enough. So not the end of the world. I just wanted to wait a couple of weeks to turn that other pump on, but so be it. So the next step that really we have to do, which I started doing last night, is we have to go through and unclog the sprinkler and all the because they get junk in there, right? So all the junk comes down and clogs it up, and so you have to go through and unclog them. These are all looking pretty good. Just gonna walk down to the line here. I'm thinking we're doing okay all the way down. It looks like a good spread here. It's always good to see that water flowing. So we actually have calves coming in, so stay tuned for that video, which will probably be right about after this video once it gets released. See our new calves coming in, but we got new calves coming in and I got to get ready for them. So I'll come back later tonight, and unclog any of them, like this one right here that's kind of jacked up. See how he's not flowing as nicely as that guy is? So I'll have to come through here and fix that. And it looks like these at the end are a little clogged up. And then I'll come through and I'll fix things like this, which basically it just has little dirt in there, and that's why that's not sealing. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. So yay, hooray, we got the sprinkler going. It's going around. Got calves coming, and they're calling for an inch of snow this weekend. I'll take it. All right, well, appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. You all have a great day.